But can we talk about Keir Starmer? He's done a good job, hasn't he, rehabilitating his own party and excavating it of the ghost of anti-Semitism. But I think he's got a ways to go before he looks like our next Prime Minister.
Well, I think the odds are he will be our next Prime Minister. I don't think Labour's got it in the bag. I think there's this extraordinary gap there is in the electoral system that Labour needs a 12% lead over the Conservatives just to get a majority of one. Well, if you think Blair only had a 12.8% lead over the Conservatives way back in 1997 when he won his first term of office in that great landslide, the electoral distribution is totally different these days. Now, to get a 12% lead over the Conservatives is a formidable target. And I think the most likely outcome is you will have Starmer in number 10. But he will be a minority government, and he will depend on Lib Dem votes and SNP votes from time to time, and all the complications that will cause. But, I mean, I just think that this government is just so totally discredited. It's not, I mean, it's incompetent. I mean, they just, the country is falling apart. Public services are falling apart. They've mishandled the economy, and they've lost any reputation they had for integrity. And we've seen that with its PPE contracts or sale of places in the House of Lords.
Shared all of that with Rishi Sunak, haven't they?
No, they haven't shared all that. Many of the
people. He's a billionaire, but he's not holding the bloody dagger, is he? He wasn't, a protagonist at Partygate or any such thing.
Well, many of the people who are in his government were involved in those kind of things.
But I don't think the public they don't blame Rishi, do they?
They may not blame him, but, no, I think they do. I think they associate them all together. I think there came a point this summer. It happens often in governments. We saw it with, Black Wednesday under the John Major government. We saw it with, devaluation for Labour in 1967. And there comes a point where the public just lose total any belief in the government. The public don't notice most events in politics, but there comes a moment, and it's generally something to do with money, the pound and finances and so on. And I think that it's incredibly difficult now for the Conservatives to win it back. I think most of the public will say, that's it with the Conservatives. They had their chance. They've been there for 12 years. They're tired. They're incompetent. They've run out of ideas. They've run out of good people. And that's why I think things are likely to get much worse in the next 2 years. And the next election, by the way, is 2 years away. I mean, it's quite a long time. But, I mean, inflation, goodness knows how long it's going to carry on at 11% or that kind of level. A real cost of living squeeze, strikes, industrial discontent, and all sorts of other... I mean, the health service falling apart. It's difficult to see how Sunak gets a grip on all of that. But then, of course, it's difficult to see how Starmer would get a grip on it once he came to office.
And I agree.